And this is actually going to be split between this and the rumor mill because a lot of the stuff that is attached to this is very much speculative and is very much rumor. Okay, nerds, welcome to another episode. I hope that little teaser was enough to whet your appetite, and we are going to get into all of the things now. We've got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button because you love the things that I'm doing on this channel, don't you? Yeah, all of the things. Do the stuff. That's really the actual piece of housekeeping. So we are coming very, very quickly upon November, and November, right about the middle of November this year, it'll be probably closer to the end of November, is when I take that break for the rest of the year. So about the last week and a half or so of November, as well as the entire month of January the entire month of December into the month of January, I will be taking off from the regular news show. Haven't decided yet if we're going to continue just doing rumors like we did last year, but I do need to take the time off to update all of the graphics and to kind of stay sane. And news usually tends to slow down right about this time anyway, so it is what it is. That being said, we do have a slightly shorter episode, but it is an episode nonetheless. So let's get into all of the things. First in the things is music. We only have two pieces to cover. They're both follow-ups. First one is a follow-up on that Rammstein piece that we've been keeping tabs on, and that is that Rammstein has officially entered the studio to record whatever the new material is that they've been writing over the last few weeks. Actually, it's been about 2 months, I believe, that we've been keeping tabs on this. So we did know they were officially writing new material. Now we know they are officially in the studio. So hopefully that means things are going very quickly for them, which is very unusual for Rammstein. And we will be seeing new music from them hopefully by the end of 2021. But man, last time their recording process took like forever. So we're not holding our breath yet. Then the other piece of music news, again, is a follow-up, and it has to do with Cradle of Filth. Cradle of Filth has finished recording their new record. They have not put a release date on it just yet, but it is done, so it is in post-production. So likely we'll be seeing it within the next 3 to 4 months or so. Just depends on how long the editing and mastering process takes. So that's all we've got for music news. Let's talk TV streaming to get the blood going. So TV streaming, we have one follow-up, and that is the Doom Patrol. And this actually is kind of multi-tiered in and of itself. The Doom Patrol, the surface level of this is the Doom Patrol has been renewed for a third season. Sweet! But the little bit deeper level of this is it was renewed on HBO Max. So this is pretty heavy on the implications that DC Universe is very much going the way of the dodo. DC Universe, you will be kind of missed because, reading comic books for the cost of a regular subscription was awesome, but also your comic books were super limited and it wasn't consistent as to what was on there. So, rest in pieces. Next up is Pennyworth. And in Pennyworth, remember it's over on Epix, and apparently people are watching it. In season 2, we are going to kind of get a Bruce Wayne in season 2. What do I mean by that? Well, it seems that Thomas and Martha are having a baby, and being as they only have the one kid in the main universe, it stands to reason that Bruce Wayne will kind of sort of be in season 2 of Pennyworth. That story, again, Pennyworth got renewed for a second season? Who's watching this show? Apparently I am now because it's going into a second season, so that means it must be slightly decent, so I'm going to have to plow through the first season of Pennyworth. Okay. And then our only other piece of news has to do with Stargate. There is apparently, and the reason I didn't put this down in rumors is because it comes directly from the producers. But there is a a new series of the Stargate universe being developed by original series writer and producer Joseph Malozzi, as well as original series producer Brad Wright. So between the two of them, it sounds like somebody's going to end up making a Stargate, fourth series? Who knows what it's going to be, if it's going to tie anything else into it. Maybe Jason Momoa might stick around. No, I'm totally just throwing that out there. There's no basis behind that. But that is everything we have for TV streaming, nerds. And so we're going to be moving on to movies. I'm sorry. It's still early in the morning. Again, I had to record this in order to stay on schedule very early in the morning. So movies, and we have follow-ups, one follow-up in movies, and that is Wonder Woman 84. The rumor has been confirmed. It did get pushed back, but this is the only one so far that has been pushed back. Dune is still on track for December 18th. Everything else, I believe, is still in the place that it was. Warner Brothers has just pushed back from October 2nd until December 25th. That's right, Christmas Day is when Wonder Woman is now set to be released. And that's very likely due to Tenet. We've already discussed why that is. But then we are moving into the actual news portions. We have Thor, Love, and Thunder in the news. And this is really just should have probably gone in the tech portion of the episode, but it has to do with Thor, and it actually technically has to do with more with Disney than with Thor, because we just learned from Slash Film that they are building the same kind of sets that they had for The Mandalorian Season 1, but this time they're going to be larger and higher definition, which means even more convincing backgrounds for Thor, Love, and Thunder. Again, Industrial Light and Magic, those guys are legitimately magic, so I'm very excited to see what they have to offer for this. And then our big piece for movies, our big piece for the episode is Ant-Man 3. So we just got word, and this is actually going to be split between this and the rumor mill, because a lot of the stuff that is attached to this is very much speculative and is very much rumor. But the hard facts for Ant-Man 3 is that the villain has been cast. Now, even going that far is a little bit speculative, but a villain, I guess, is probably more appropriate. A villain for the movie has been cast. The actor who has been cast is Jonathan Majors. He's currently doing a number of things, not the least of which being Lovecraft Country, but he has been cast as a villain in the MCU, and it is going to be reportedly is going to be in Ant-Man 3 that he makes his debut, but he is going to be a villain in Phase 4 for the MCU. Those are the only hard facts. Everything else is speculative, and we're going to cover that in the rumor mill, but that is what we have in movies, nerds. Now we're into gaming and tech, and this is the largest section for the episode. We have, first up in follow-ups, we have TikTok. It looks like Oracle is going to be the one that wins the bidding war for TikTok, though not going to be exactly what we thought it was going to be, because China is China. Oracle is not going to be purchasing the app outright. They are going to be their tech partner. It's going to be some weird workaround situation where they're hosting the content in their American servers, but they don't own the company. And it's really weird, but it looks like they have outbid Microsoft, which is an interesting situation on multiple fronts. But that is the update as it stands now. As things get deeper, we will keeping tabs. Sorry, again, still sleeping. Next, we're talking about Borderlands 3. We have the announcement that Borderlands 3 is just the next in what is turning out to be a very long line of games that will offer you a free upgrade when you upgrade your console. So if you have an Xbox One and you upgrade to a Series X or a Series S, then you will also get the free upgrade for your Borderlands 3, and again, multiple other games are also on this list. You can get the newest version of it for free if you have purchased the older console version of it. Sorry. Woo! Moving right along, next is our last follow-up, and that has to do with Metroid Prime 4, and this is interesting. This has been in development hell for quite some time, but it is apparently still moving forward. Retro Studios, the studio that is developing it for Nintendo, has just hired a new director of development for the game. It seems very strange that it took them this long to do that, but they have done that, and so we do know it is moving forward. All right, so in news for gaming and tech, emphasis on the tech for this episode because all three news pieces are only tech. The only gaming was in follow-ups. So tech, we have the announcement of and the release of preview models of the new Sony mirrorless camera, the A7C, which is apparently an A7 III just crammed into the body of a A6000. It's a full-frame mirrorless camera that can do amazing things, and it's only $1,800 without a lens. So keep in mind, you do need to buy lenses for this, but that is going to be a little bit of a game changer. I'm not even going to lie. But that's what we have there. It's just a real quick update. I mean, we could get into the specs, 1080p at 240 freaking frames a second, but we're not going to gush too much over the new Sony camera. We got things to do and stuff to talk about. So Google, next month, or at the end of this month rather, is doing their big tech reveal, their tech announcement thing. It is called Launch Night In. It happens on September 30th, and we're apparently going to be seeing new Chromecast, multiple Pixel phones, and a new smart speaker are going to be the key things that they reveal at this tech demo, whatever the hell you call these things. And then our final piece has to do with YouTube. Again, I'm trying to push through this, man. I only got so much time. YouTube has just announced that they are getting into the TikTok clone game. Their version is called YouTube Shorts. It will be rolling out within the next few days in beta, only in India so far. The official worldwide rollout has yet to be announced, but it will affect a lot of the way YouTube is laid out. Apparently, there's going to be a shorts section on your homepage, in your recommends feed, so on and so forth. So as this develops, we will definitely be talking about it as well. Now we're talking comic books and books, and we have a couple of follow-ups. First up, another DC book has been canceled. As of issue number 50, we will no longer be getting Batman Beyond. It has been canceled. So unless we see some sort of Batman Beyond movie or something, likely we won't be seeing Batman Beyond in the comic books for some time. And then our only other follow-up has to do with the Batcat book that is going to be Tom King's next project, and it just got a release date of December 1st for issue 1. That is what we have follow-ups, and now we have one piece in news, and that is Heroes in Crisis. So as of Flash issue number 761, which is on shelves now, there is a little bit of a spoiler here, so if you haven't read it and you plan to, you can definitely skip forward about 30 seconds. So Flash number 761 has reframed the discussion for Heroes in Crisis because that was such a divisive book. Presumably, DC is trying to do a little damage control. So it looks like they're trying to make it out to be all Eobard Thawne's fault and not Wally West. Interesting choice to go there. I can get behind this. I think this is a good idea. I think that they should have done something like this probably much sooner. But that is what we've got for comic books, guys. Now, into the rumor mill. I know, it's still too early for voices. I apologize. So, first up in rumor mill, we are talking about, I'm not going to bury the lead with this one, Ant-Man 3. So, the casting decision that we were talking about, what is his name? Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors has been rumored to have been cast as Kang the Conqueror. The official announcement has not come out, but we do have basically all industry insiders going, yeah, he's Kang the Conqueror. He's Kang the Conqueror. Yeah. He's totally Kang the Conqueror. So we're going to get into the likelihood percentage, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about this. But likelihood that he's Kang the Conqueror, because of the plethora of sources that are saying it, I'm saying 75%. There is still a little wiggle room for them to get out of this, but very likely he's Kang the Conqueror. So the implications, a lot of people have been saying, well, doesn't that mean that they are going to have to change the Fantastic Four? I agree with the guys over at the Den of Nerds, and no, not necessarily, because Kang the Conqueror, even if the actor is black, and even if the character is related to the Fantastic Four, because they say they share the last name of Richards, he's from over 1,000 years in the future, and a lot can happen genetically speaking, in 1,000 years. So no, they don't have to recast or change the race. That's what I'm looking for. They don't have to change the race of the Fantastic Four just because Kang the Conqueror is played by a black man. 1,000 years is a long time to change the ethnicity of your heritage. So yeah, that's what we've got on that one. Next, we're talking about Joker 2. And this one kind of is breaking my heart if it is true. And we're going to get into that. So first, we have one rumor. And I knew these were going to start. We've kind of been keeping tabs on them, but they're reaching a fever pitch. They're not quite there yet, but they're reaching it. So we have a new rumor saying that Joaquin Phoenix has been offered $50 million to do a follow-up to his Joker movie. And Todd Phillips also is rumored to be on board to some degree. So that is the first rumor. The second rumor takes it a step further. Not only is he being offered that for one movie, but he's being offered that for 2 sequel movies. And so it's a whole lot of conflicting information coming from the mouth of the actor and the mouth of the writer even. The writer's getting pulled into this because the writer has said, yeah, we've talked about a sequel, but it's not going to happen. It's just a fun thing to talk about. But now there's a lot of places saying that they're actually going to be working a trilogy out between Phillips and Joaquin. I don't know, man. Money talks. So, likelihood that they're offering Joaquin Phoenix an exorbitant amount of money to do a sequel to The Joker, which he and director Todd Phillips said would never happen. Yeah, I 100% believe that. So likelihood that that's happening, we're going to just say 100%, because you don't make the highest grossing R-rated movie ever without them wanting to make a sequel, without the studios stepping in and wanting to make a sequel. So the first rumor, 100%, absolutely is very, very probably true. The second rumor that they're going to make this a trilogy and Joaquin has actually signed on, it makes me feel gross to say it this way, but I think that's a 50% chance that that's actually happening. I think it's just as likely to happen at this point as to not happen. So again, money talks, and that's a lot of money. That'll be the highest paycheck Joaquin has ever received for a movie. So yeah, I think there is equal chance that it will happen, that it won't happen. So that's what we have on that one. Next, we're talking about The Batman, not necessarily the movie, not the movie at all, actually. The Arrowverse version of Batman. The CW is reportedly pressuring very, very hard, pressuring Warner Brothers to let them do a Batman series in the Arrowverse on their channel. That's as far as the rumor goes. I don't doubt this one really at all either. I'm putting this one up at about 70% likelihood that this is happening. It's Batman. He's one of the most recognizable superheroes in the world. Why wouldn't they be doing this? But there is a possibility they're not. I really think they are. And then our next piece of rumor is Samuel L. Jackson is reportedly going to be coming back for a Mace Windu prequel movie. That news again, or that rumor again, they're working on a Mace Windu prequel movie. So this is kind of, again, two-tiered. Samuel L. Jackson, we'll do the Mace movie first. So Mace prequel movie, I believe, yes, this is probable. So we're putting about a 60% likelihood that they're working on a Mace Windu prequel movie, because that is kind of Disney's new MO, right? They got to give the fans what the fans want. Mace Windu would be ripe for a prequel movie. Sure, that makes sense. So 60% there. But as far as Samuel L. Jackson coming back, if this movie is going to be happening, then Samuel L. Jackson has to come back in some form. It could be an old Mace recounting past that is then played by a different young actor, or it could be a digitally de-aged Samuel L. Jackson. Either way, I think if this movie is going to happen, we have about a 70% chance that Samuel L. Jackson will come back. He's Samuel L. Jackson. He does every movie that's given to him, doesn't he? So, I mean, that's the old Family Guy joke. That's what we have on that one. Next, we're moving over to an MCU rumor, another MCU rumor, a different MCU rumor, whatever. Emma Frost is reportedly going to be making an appearance in the MCU in the near future, and that appearance is going to be played by Lady Gaga if Disney has their way. This one's rough. This one's a little difficult to say on multiple levels, because Lady Gaga she did just put out a record not too long ago, so she presumably is still kind of doing some sort of tour promotion stuff once COVID is no more. So it's hard to gauge this one, because she is also want to do acting things. So I really feel like we're about 50-50 on this one too. I know I'm really riding the fence on a lot of these for this episode, and I apologize, but about 50-50 that Lady Gaga will be Emma Frost in the MCU. Next is Star Trek. This one I'm not riding the fence on. Star Trek apparently is not only trying to make new movies, which we've kind of seen that go to the wayside in favor of their TV series, but according to this rumor, they are looking to do yet more movies. There are 2 movies that are in development hell, so it could be either of those. But the rumor says for one of those projects or some other unannounced project, we could be seeing Will Smith cast in a major role. As awesome as this sounds, I really don't think this is going to be the way of things. We're 25% likelihood that this is actually a thing. And then our final piece of rumor news also is going to be an easy one for me to shoot down. That is Xbox Live. We have a new slew of rumors saying that for the Series X, Microsoft is going to eliminate Xbox Live Gold and is going to go free to play. That means they're going to have to shift their money-making scheme over to the game streaming. Can't remember what it's called. The game streaming option that they have. I have an Xbox. I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, the rumor, it has been shot down already, and now we have a new slew of rumors that is getting a little bit more specific, because before it was just saying all Xbox Live Gold is going to be phased out. Now it's saying specifically Xbox Live Gold on Series X and Series S is going to be phased out. No, absolutely not. There is maybe a little bit of room. We're going to say maybe 15% likelihood that this is actually going to be a thing. But because we've heard quite the contrary from Microsoft, I highly, highly doubt it. But that is all the rumors for this episode, guys. And that makes up the rest of the episode. So what did I miss? What should we talk about in the next one? Let me know in the comments down below. If though you want to go deeper in the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net, or the Patreon, patreon.com/generallynerdy, to support a little more directly. If you are falling behind on your nerd news and you want to catch up, then right about now, there should be 2 boxes appearing below my face. You can click or tap either of those to see other stuff going on right here on the channel. All of the things, all of the stuff. Make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell. Make sure you click the thumbs up because you love the things that I do. And before we go, guys, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.